it worked out. But like some of this footage right here, I was like, yes, some of my favorite jumps. Like this was
so
such
cool.
a great one.
And seeing what you're seeing through those goggles.
Yeah, just regular ski goggles. Then you go fly down this glacier called the Basalans Glacier. Super pretty over there, like unique to fly down and something like that.
Yeah.
So this was super memorable. You land down on the valley floor, pack your parachute up, and you can go back for another one. Or, I mean, we were like 2 kids in a candy store.
Yeah.
Right here.
How many times can we get down today? Dude.
Rolling.
Marshall freaking Miller.
Welcome, Tyson.
I am so excited. Welcome to my studio. I've been so excited to have you on ever since you agreed to be on.
Appreciate the invite.
Because, bro,
Man.
We've got some memories.
We got some stories, don't we?
We've got so many fun stories. And I'm so excited to just catch up with you because the last time I saw you, I think, was when I was building my house. Is that
That's right.
Is that
yeah, we came over. I was probably riding my bike. I was like, what are you building here? This place looks awesome.
Yeah. So we're all settled in now. That was like 4 or 5 years ago. So it's been a minute. How's life, man? What are you up to these days?
It's great. Remember the days when you and I met?
Yeah.
We're on these Supertramp deals.
Yeah.
We've been to Bahamas together.
Yeah.
We've been all over the world, it seems like.
And I've watched you do some wild freaking things, like you flying over me 200 miles an hour, hitting your head on a balloon.
That's right. We did some wingsuit flybys.
Wingsuit.
That was really cool. That was one of those more spicy stunts. We built these balloons that were like 10 feet around.
Yeah.
And we were meant to fly through them with our wingsuits. And they basically just covered us like a cocoon.
That first one, like, literally hung on to you. Then you're blasting through styrofoam.
I've done the sickest still shot of that, where like I hit the balloon and it somehow like wraps me. You might have grabbed that screenshot.
We shot that in slow motion, and it just like.
That was.
Yeah, we'll be sure to pull that up. I'm gonna bring that up a little in a little bit.
That was a good one.
How's the family? How's the career? You still doing any jumps?
Cruising. Yeah. So when we were hanging out a lot, I was full on with GoPro.
Yeah.
Trying to chase the sponsor dream, and like I did that for 15 years and loved it. It was like my 30s were the sickest decade of my life. And as much as I try to make my 40s as rad,
it's different.
That was just so cool. It was such a highlight to me that I don't know if I'll ever be able to live those years again, but super grateful for them.
Yeah.
I turned 40 and like had this feeling of like responsibility. I've got a wife and 2 kids, and I was like, I gotta put something together for the future here a little bit.
Yeah.
I've heard about this stuff, retirement, whatever, but here we are. I turned 40 and I was like, okay, I better get serious about things. So I didn't save a lot of money in my 20s and 30s, so I'm making up for it now.
Well, that's why you're here, man, is because your 30s, you were one of the most unique, not normal filmmakers. Like some of the shots you've gotten are like world renowned, like famous, because no one else can do them.
Yeah, pretty unique for sure. That's a
very unique. And strap a GoPro on and you're jumping out of helicopters, jumping off cliffs, slipping, sliding off of 500-foot Moab cliffs,
out of
C-130s. Nobody gets those shots. So that's why I'm here. I'm excited because you are one of the most unique filmmakers I think ever, and you probably have never been like, I'm a filmmaker.
Yeah, I was gonna say nobody really calls me a filmmaker.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got some good shots where I just strap a GoPro on my head or on a stick or whatever, and
but you're making
I'll take
films.
that as a compliment.
Yeah, for sure. You're a stuntman that makes films, for sure.
All right.
So what is it you're currently doing with your career right now? Because I know you were doing some real estate.
Yeah.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah, real estate investing is what I do. It's not even fun to talk about.
Yeah.
But that's what
not as legendary as
it's like way more.
Wingsuit.
I meet people like, what do you do? And I'm just like, I invest in real estate.
Yeah.
But like 5 years ago, they're like, what do you do? I'm like, let me tell you that.
You're going to be excited.
Yeah.
I just jumped off of this massive mountain.
It's a different conversation now. Like, it's funny when I jump in with Uber drivers, this conversation comes up and they're like, what do you do? I'm like, let me tell you what I did. I was like,
not the
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, I'm the same way, man. Those Supertramp years were highlights.
They're fun, right?
Like, it's still cool to tell people, I have a business and I make videos. But when I was like, so what do you do? And I'm like, I travel the world creating content for countries and companies. And it's like, so I hear you.
Way more fun to talk about.
And it's funny because like, I don't talk about it very often. It's like fun when people see it later and they're kind of like, wait, you did that? Yeah. Especially my kids.
Yeah.
Like they're like, they think I'm pretty cool. And I'm sure your kids, as they came up, they were like, are you freaking kidding me, Dad?
It's kind of be fun to be the cool uncle,
Yeah.
the cool dad,
No kidding.
especially with your kids' friends.
Yeah.
Because they're like, whoa, have you seen his Instagram? This guy has done some cool stuff.
Yeah.
I like that too.
It's super gnarly. Yeah. I think we did what's funny is we did that Fortnite video with Devin.
Yeah.
And my kids are like,
Oh,
Dad, did you make
for
this
sure.
video? It's Fortnite. Are you kidding me? And I'm like, yeah, I filmed it. Like,
Yeah.
I shot the camera. It's super cool. So, yeah, dude, I totally get that. So then, are you jumping much anymore? Are you still doing it for fun, doing it for money?
It's all for fun. The last time I got paid for base jumping and skydiving stuff was, I'm gonna have to think back. It's been a couple
been
years. Yeah. But it's kind of nice because at the end of my GoPro days and sponsor days,
Yeah.
there was definitely some pressure there with like contracts to be like, you got to put out X amount of content, whether
Yeah.
it's stories or feeds or like stuff like this. And so at the end, I started feeling this pressure where I'm like, I'd wake up in the morning and be like, weather looks nice out here. I'm going to go check some contract boxes.
Dang.
And I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
I used to love doing this just to like get out with the boys and let the hair down and jump off a cliff or something. And now it's felt a little bit forced.
Mm-hmm.
Where it didn't feel as genuine or like doing it for the love that
Yeah.
I initially got into it for. And what's really nice now is there's no pressure with like content. We can still go air it out with the boys and have a great time. And I like that.
That's cool. Which is originally why you did it.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
So it's nice to come back and like do it for the right reasons in my mind.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. I love like these air sports because just from a fitness standpoint, I love to go hike up tip.
Mm-hmm.
And I love taking the easy way down.
Yeah. That's
You know?
the best. That's the worst part is going down. So if you can do it the way you do it.
Yeah. I like stuff
parachute.
like that. And like I'm not tied to the jump. If I like hike tip or hike a mountain around here, I'll have a kit in my backpack. And if the weather's nice, I'll just jump down.
Yeah.
That's great. But I'm totally fine to walk down. I would prefer to jump, but
Yeah.
I'm not hiking up there solely to jump. It'd just be a nice way to get down.
Yeah. So you'll take your stuff and then it's like, if it's right, you'll do it.
Yeah.
So I would love to understand your brain and like
As far as
being
like,
an adrenaline guy. Cause like when you're heading up, are you nervous to like be like, oh, if it's good weather, I'm going to jump? Or is it like, I really hope it's good weather. Like I need to jump. Like,
yeah.
'cause when I think of like going to Lagoon, we just went
right.
and you're like, I'm 35 now. It's like, I'm like, gosh, I'm going to have to do these rides because
My kids are going to tease me if I don't.
if I don't, my kids are going to make fun of me. And so I get nervous. Like I don't really want to,
Oh,
but I'm
really?
nervous.
Okay. Yeah.
But then I do it and I'm so glad I did it. It's
Right.
kind of like jumping off a cliff, you know. I'm just curious about your thought process when it comes to anything.
It sounds pretty similar. Like before I go hike a mountain, I'll definitely check the weather and make sure everything checks out as far as is this going to be a good day for it.
Yeah.
If there's not a chance due to high winds or whatever that it won't go, I probably won't even go for like that adventure that day.
Yeah.
So I definitely do some homework on like, okay, if I go to tip and I'm there before 10 a.m., conditions look great, it's likely that I'll get a jump down.
Yeah.
And so I like that. But on the hike up, it takes 3 or 4 hours. And as you're going up there, you're definitely in tune with like what's your surroundings and what's going on around you. Like if the winds are from a different direction than forecasted, you're a little bit like, hey, what's this mean?
Yeah.
But then you get like within a half an hour of the top and you can see kind of where the exit point is and you really feel things out. And you're like, it's nice because you have 30 minutes to continue walking to get to the spot, sussing out the weather and the wind. And if it looks good, then zip that thing on and jump
you get
down.
super excited.
I get super excited. If I get a jump, for sure, super excited.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I guess there's two types of adventures. Some are like kind of goal-based or, goal-oriented at least, where like we're hiking to this specific exit point to be the first people to jump off it. Like that's
Cool.
one type of mission. Whereas like just going for an afternoon hike is more like, I hope it works.
Yeah.
It should work. I plan to fly down, but a little less tied to like I'm going to a specific spot just to jump. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you do what's the ratio now between wingsuiting and just base jumping? Skydiving. Like, what do you do the most?
Between base jumping and skydiving, that's a good question. So I started out here at the point of the mountain, flying those paragliders.
Yeah.
I actually still love doing that.
Yeah.
The south side of the point of the mountain right here, kind of just beyond where you live, it's like a skate park for paragliders.
Yeah.
You just go rip around out
So
there.
cool.
It's super fun. I still like to do that. I do that a couple days a week. Between skydiving and base jumping, so skydiving is obviously out of a plane or a helicopter. Base jumping is off of a cliff or an object. My favorite thing to do is like base jump with a wingsuit on. You know, like big base jumps too, not just like a little jump off a cliff, throw your parachute real fast and fly down. That's still fun, but it's really fun when you like hit terminal velocity and you're flying your body in the wingsuit and then open your parachute way down there.
Yeah.
So
it's so wild.
I don't skydive a lot anymore. I used to do like hundreds and thousands of jumps skydiving.
Yeah.
Because that's the best way to train, right?
Right.
You jump out with all your buds and work on tricks, and you get really good at wingsuiting through skydiving.
Yeah.
But I'd rather be in the mountains anyways, kind of adventuring that way, rather than sitting in, a skydive plane. You know, there's like 20 dudes in a plane sitting this close together, and it's hot, and it takes the fun out of it a little bit for me.
And do you like to do it by yourself mostly when you go up to the mountains?
50-50. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Of course, it's always more fun with friends.
Yes.
It's fun to go like look at different spots. I really value my friends' opinions when we get to like exit points, and at least a couple of us agree that this is a good idea.
Yeah.
If you go by yourself, you're like, there's a lot of questions like, is this a really good idea, or am I going to be the idiot that didn't see something? And
that's crazy, man. Well, your mind has always fascinated me, like how you can do that stuff and just do it over and over and over.
Yeah.
Which kind of brings me back to like why the heck you got into it, man. And that's where I want to start this. And it's called the Filmmaker's Journey because I want to start from the beginning of when you started making videos. And I know that it was different for you, where you're like, I started doing stunts maybe, or maybe there's something before that. And then when you started incorporating video into it.
Yeah, that was a monumental shift when one thing happened. GoPro cameras were released.
Yes.
Before we had GoPro cameras, we had these dorky helmets with like old not VHS, but like, I wish I knew the name, like a CX100. I don't even know who makes this thing.
They have like the little tapes.
Yeah, a little tape in there.
Sometimes
it
they're
was
digital.
Huge on your head, and when the parachute would open, it would like slam your head down, like break your neck. It felt like. And so I probably had 200 or 300, 400 base jumps at that time. But I was comfortable in the air. I was paragliding and speed flying and trying to film all this stuff. And like, but there was no social media, like platforms to share it on. And like, it was really videos for me. I was like stoked to show my family and my friends. And then we went to the outdoor retailer one year in Salt Lake. And there's this booth way back in the corner that said GoPro. And we walked back there and we're like, hey, what's up with these? And they had cameras this big. Yeah. And immediately I was like, if I can just throw one of those on my head, this would be sick. Yeah. And it's all digital, and like everything was great about them. And we talked to them at the show, told them what we did. They let us borrow 2 cameras, and they sent us to Norway. They're like, they actually paid for our trip. This is the first time we'd gotten paid or like a benefit from anybody on stuff like this. And so we went to Norway and did this event out there, jumped off this sick cliff. It's like a big fjord over the ocean, really pretty. Yeah. And we were doing like POV shots, but also like selfie stick jumps, base jumping, and like nobody had ever really done like selfie sticks, base jumping. And
did they have a selfie stick for you, or did you just decide that would be cool?
We put it on like a dowel.
That's
and like
crazy.
Taped it on there and just jumped off and like follow the camera. And some of those shots in hindsight were some of our favorites we've ever seen. And so we were like, we came back, we were stoked on the footage, but we gave it to GoPro, and they're like,
holy smokes.
We've never seen anything like this. This is rad. Yeah. And they're like, can we keep working together? And I was like, yeah, this is great. We all have jobs. If we want to do this full time, basically let me form a team with my buds. We'll call it the GoPro Bomb Squad. You guys will be the title sponsor. You guys pay us like X amount of dollars each month. This is what we need to live on, basically. And they said yes. And so they bought us 3 parachutes. There you go. They bought us 3 parachutes. They bought us these wingsuits, and like, just said, "Sweet, go travel the world and start doing rad stuff."
Just
and that was it. Oh yeah, this is old school stuff. I love it.
Is this how it looks on YouTube? It's just like, oh, cool.
Yeah, this is like one of the very first trips way back when.
Dude, crazy that you had that thought. That, I mean, that's before people were really sponsored. I mean, there were sponsored athletes, but like with a camera.
Yeah, with a camera specific. Like there was another skydive team called the Red Bull Air Force.
Okay.
We're buds with these guys, and we always thought they were living the dream. Like some of these shots that's pretty sick. And this is so long ago.
And did you like jump and watch your footage like, oh, that's not what I expected as far as framing, guys? And you had to like learn how, I guess you had the one camera, but like learning how to like frame your shots, man. You guys were ahead of everyone.
All this was like kind of learn on the fly type of deal.
Yeah.
But we came over from this trip specifically, and we were so stoked. This was the most fun trip. I mean, we were out there with tons of people. Look at those cliffs. You got to jump off every.
Gosh.
Just get all your buds, and everybody goes.
It's amazing, dude.
People are jumping all kinds of silly suits. But we thought we were pretty hot shit. I mean, we had
believe it.
We had like sponsored wingsuits and like logoed gear, and we really didn't have a ton of experience. We actually weren't professionals at this time.
Yeah.
And so we're like, we know how to do this stuff. We can like look the part at least with this branded gear. And then we started jumping so much. We obviously got pretty good at it. But yeah, it's funny. This trip specifically was like
the beginning,
one of my favorites, and like that probably like the beginning trip.
Yeah. So then you gave this footage to them, and you became like a sponsor. You started the GoPro Bomb Squad.
Yeah.
And then I guess what was this, like 2005, 2004? Even before that.
Yeah, 2003 or 4, maybe 5, somewhere in there. Right when they came out.
That's like right when YouTube started. And so did you start to keep when did you? What was that next step? Did you start to put it online as another outlet?
Yeah, let me think what started back then. MySpace? Just kidding.
Yes, I had a MySpace.
That's how I met my wife. That's a funny story too.
Is it? You had she was hopefully in your top 10. And then my song that I always think of when I think of MySpace is Day and Night by Kid Cudi.
Oh yeah.
That was my song.
You could put like the songs that were you at the time.
You can customize your background, add your song in your top 10. And it always caused drama with like, wait, I'm not in your top 10?
I know, come on.
So funny, dude. Good days.
No, that you're exactly right. This is when like social was coming out. This is when YouTube was coming out. This is when GoPro was in their infancy. There was less than 10 people at GoPro. You know, they brought us on as contractors, but we were very much in the first like couple handfuls of people there. And so we knew the owner, Nick, really well, everybody there. And it was just a young brand trying to make a name for themselves. And basically our job description was like spread the stoke.
That's
and
cool.
like we all got on together. They're California boys. They all met in Australia. And that was our mission, is just spread the stoke and show everybody how cool GoPro is.
Yeah.
And like enough said.
Yes.
To me. I love that. Like say less. Let's go. This sounds perfect. And so they like supported us and paid for trips, and also paying for our bills at home through some, athlete stipends, and
So cool.
we just turned it up from there.
And I have to imagine, like you said, you were hot shit.
We
like,
felt that way.
I'm sure, especially being young, man. I mean, I felt cool when I was jumping off cliffs.
Yeah.
And like, I can only imagine you guys are doing things that no one's doing, but also you're able to show the world.
That's what
like no one has.
It was really cool that way. And like when they would come out with new mounts or different, and we were creative too, like, let's strap this to our hand, let's strap this to our foot, let's put this on a 10-foot selfie stick and see what happens. And all that was just so fun to test things out. But we also got the most unique opportunities because GoPro was growing so fast. And they're like, we've never shot content in Hawaii. Why don't you guys go out there and we'll charter a helicopter for you, just give you full access. And the budgets just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it was a dream.
Yeah.
Like those years were like, we had GoPro credit cards, and they're like, take everybody to dinner, make sure they have the best night of their lives.
Wow.
I was like, okay, this is perfect.
Is this Panama?
We went to Malaysia here.
Malaysia.
This is KL Tower. This is really fun.
Was this before Supertramp?
This was probably like in the midst of it. This is when the 360 camera came out.
Yeah.
Like, this was so much fun.
And
we're just
I can hear you.
trying to be casual here while doing something pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
But like,
There's
we like
Jesse.
this stuff. Yeah, that's Jesse in the house.
Not dude in forever. That's crazy, man.
Big fun tower. That thing's like 1,500 feet tall, and you can just go nuts. They open it up for like 3 days a year, and you can just go nuts off of this thing. I was just talking to my buzz. I'd love to go back to this one sometime soon.
Yeah. Dude, just standing there, man. That's crazy, looking over the edge like that. 1,500 feet, too.
Yeah. That's a fun place. So, it's such a sweet cityscape, too, right? Like over those towers. It
so
feels
unique.
like a humongous city. And
yeah.
That was really cool.
I want to go to the next step in your career, but before we go there, I kind of want to throw in a question.
Yeah.
What is the most wild, do you have one thing that stands out in your mind as like the craziest thing you've ever done?
When you sent me that text, I was like, what's the one?
Yeah.
And I was like, I've got 3 top cool. stories that are great. Like, one's a story of success, one's a story of failure, one's a story of evading some authorities, which was super fun.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of like
story. No, I want to hear it. I want, as long as you're open
for.
I would love if you could, touch on all 3 of them. We've got time, and this is probably the coolest part of the whole podcast.
Yeah, if we got a little bit of time. When you sent me that text, you're like, what's the highlight jump?
Yeah.
And I was like, I've done some sick ones, but like in my mind, there's one of my favorite stories is in Chamonix, France. It's this humongous peak called the Aiguille de Midi. You can take a gondola all the way up to the top of this thing. And they have this observation deck up there that tourists can come and pay money to like look off of this edge. Mm-hmm. It's literally on top of the world. And from the top of this observation deck to the valley floor, it's 10,000 feet. It's huge. But the actual exit point is like, meaning exit point where you jump off and then the mountain starts to come out.
There's enough room to catch. It's
pretty short. But just enough room, like you say, to like jump off, get the suit going.
Yeah.
And then you fly down the glaciers and all the side of the mountain, and they opened this up. It was open for a couple of years in France before people started going there. Yeah, this is the other side of the valley. But
oh my gosh, I've seen this video, bro.
They had these 2 places open for 2 years, and we went nuts in this place. We had so much fun out here. And so, yeah, that was a highlight jump. To jump up, to stand on top of the Aiguille de Midi.
To the ground.
I know.
That's so crazy. I remember watching one view. I think it was when you did Temp, and you can see your shadow. It's like, you're so close to you.
It's crazy how much control you have in these wingsuits.
Is it?
Like, people don't get
Nobody
even
knows that.
Like, look, you're going to hit a tree if you just like breathe wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you're going so fast. You actually have, especially when you're diving in these suits, you have range to like boost up.
Cool. And
they're so efficient that like people are now having competitions from like how far of a climb they can get from the bottom of their apex.
Yeah.
And people are getting like 300, 400, 500 feet in just a climb. That's how efficient these things are. So we have really good range and accuracy. They're super agile. I mean, you saw me hit those balloons in Moab. Yeah. That was like, it felt teeny, but at the time, like, no problem.
Yeah.
That's how it felt.
Yeah. And you had one pin. That thing had to get in there. And then we even gave you like a
another
end
like
zone
styrofoam target.
Yeah, just blast right through it.
That's right. Yeah, this was a highlight because like you're on this like there's an observation deck with a rail. Obviously, they don't want you to go on the other side of it. But on the other side, there's this wooden like janky 2x12 that you can stand on. And so you're on ropes while you climb over, you stand on this rail, then unclip from the rail, and then you can just jump off of this thing. And yeah, these are the jumps of it right there that we're fast forwarding to. See that little wooden thing you just had in frame? That's what you stand on. And you can jump from the top of this thing all the way down to the valley floor.
Oh, there it is.
See that wooden thing?
Yeah.
That's
oh my gosh, it's literally like, I was expecting to do the other way. It's amazing.
It's just such a sweet peak up there. We were so gripped on this one. This is my buddy Nick Sacco from South Africa. Still one of my best friends. And he and I were gripped because this was the first time we'd ever jumped it together.
Yeah.
And we're like, you go first. No, you go first. All right, let's do it together type of deal.
Way cool.
And so it worked out. But like some of this footage right here, I was like, yes. Some of my favorite jumps. Like this was such a great one.
And seeing what you're seeing through those goggles.
Yeah, just regular ski goggles. Then you go fly down this glacier called the Bassalins Glacier. Super pretty over there, like unique to fly down, something like that.
Yeah.
So this was super memorable. You land down on the valley floor, pack your parachute up, and you can go back for another one. Or, I mean, we were like 2 kids in a candy store.
Yeah.
Right here.
How many times can we get down today?
Yeah. That was really cool. This was a highlight for sure. To jump from the top of that.
Yeah.
I think I get emotional in this video.
Is that
just
the
like,
top right there?
Yeah, the top.
Dude,
top
that's
of that
crazy. And you're down in how many minutes? If like,
I think this thing takes like, it's like a 2-minute wingsuit flight, and then you deploy your parachute, and it's still like another 30 seconds to a minute.
That's gotta be amazing because of how fast skydives are and like things like that. It's like you gotta hold on to.
That's what was sick about this is, in essence, you're base jumping off of something that's the height of a skydive.
Yeah.
So you jump off a cliff, you still get like a full skydive length of a jump, open your parachute, and then land. And yeah, these are sweet out here. This was definitely a highlight trip.
And then you said
there's some other ones too.
2 other options. You said there's I know the third one was like the how did you phrase it?
Which one?
What?
Which one?
Yeah, the one where you got in trouble.
It's a funny story. We should actually like put a link to there's a great video that Outside TV produced that's on my Instagram right now. It's pretty funny. They put like animations and stuff in there.
Did they?
Long story short, me and 2 buds, this is right when COVID happened.
Yeah.
And they're like, the park's closed. And we're like, sick. Closed for everybody else.
Yeah. Not for me.
Yeah, but not for us. And so we took a shuttle to the top of this thing called the Great White Throne. Nobody'd ever jumped off it before. It's a super iconic place down there. It's kind of gnarly because there's 1,000 feet of like almost vertical rock climbing to get to the top. And so hardly anybody's even been on top of this thing.
And where is this again?
It's in Zion National Park.
Okay.
Yeah. But cool story, cool side note. My dad in the 70s had gone down there, and he was one of the first people to climb this and like establish the route. And so it was fun to talk to my dad, like, hey, Dad, we got this idea. I know you've been down there. Give me some beta. And he's like, oh, yeah, I drilled some pitons in here. I used this rope around this tree. Crazy. And I was like, oh, this just feels right.
And then to be up there and like experience those.
Yeah, and I saw some of his old like gear up there that was dragged out by now, obviously. But we got to the top thinking we had the whole park to ourselves, like nobody down there. And one thing happened right before a shuttle driver dropped us off. She said, you guys aren't base jumping, are you? She said that. And I was like, no, we're just going camping. What makes you say that? And I don't know how, like, initially that she was the one who cued park authorities, heads up. And
did you have gear that looked like
suspicious? We like had climbing gear on the outside of our packs to make it purposely look like we were going climbing camping.
You guys just had that
know.
Vibe about you.
I don't know. I'm still baffled by this. We should do it.
You were spreading the stoke, dude, and she felt it.
I don't know. Maybe that was it. But like, in essence, she must have gone down the canyon and called authorities. Like, I have reason to believe that somebody's up to something cooler than I'm doing.
Dang.
And so we walked out to the exit point, and we were pretty low key because she said that when we left, and it kind of had this dark cloud over us as we were like hiking out there and climbing up.
Yeah.
We're like, I wonder what she's telling anybody.
Yeah.
So we got to the exit point, like crouched down all low, and sure enough, there's like rangers in every one of our like landing zone options.
No way.
And we're like, oh, this is trouble. And the 2 buds I was up there with, they had got in trouble in the park like 11 months prior. So they were technically on a 12-month park suspension.
Yeah.
And so they're like, if I get caught, I'm roasted.
Yeah.
So those 2 weren't jumping. And I was like, sucks to be you. I would love to jump off of this thing.
Yeah.
And so we're like, let's just wait till like 9 o'clock at night and see if the cops leave.
Yeah. Did they see you rock climbing up?
No, because we came out the backside of it.
Oh, you guys didn't rock climb. Cool.
Yeah. The climb was like out of sight.
Yeah.
They couldn't see us.
Figured you were up there.
Yeah. They must have known. I don't know how they knew, but like in hindsight, now I know the whole story. They were down in their cars with binoculars, like looking up at us. As we were like on the edge. They had already seen us.
Yeah. And
so anyways, 3 ranger vehicles like rounded up and left. And I was like, oh, sweet. They just didn't see us. They don't think we're jumping. They probably think we're just going to rappel down and bail on this jump. And so it's now like pretty dark. And I was still like, it's easier for me to jump down than it is to spend the night up here. And it was cold. And I jumped. Had a sick flight, flew by Angel's Landing, like there's a big notch over there.
Cool. Yeah.
We were the first ones to do it. We were just feeling pretty great. And I landed next to, we stashed some like bikes in the bushes up there the day before. And so I landed next to that, grabbed my bike and started riding down the canyon. It wasn't exactly a bike. It was like a one-wheel thing, basically.
Okay.
And I'm cruising down the road, and I just passed this person like 2-3 feet away from me. And she's like, "Hey, stop. Park ranger."
Oh.
And I was like, heck
No.
no.
Must stop it.
And so I just kept going as fast as I could. And within like minutes, I see two park rangers and 2 cop cars like blazing up the canyon with all their lights and sirens on, like, you know, those like handle lights, like just lighting up the whole area.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this
And it
is
was just you because
this
your
is
buddies
heavy.
stayed up.
Yeah, my buds were still on top.
Got it.
So I was solo, but I also was happy to be solo because I was like, a little fun game of cat and mouse.
Yeah.
I could for sure evade these guys.
Yeah. Well,
Anyways, they were coming up, and like right before they got to me, I'd jump off the road and like hide behind a tree. And then they would pass me, but then come down, and I could just keep going down the road like 100 yards at a time until they're getting close. And I'd do the same thing and jump off in the bushes and hide out.
That's so
And it
funny.
took like 2 hours to get out of there.
Yeah.
And like at one point I was laying basically under a dead log, and they were within feet of me, like walking around, but they always had their headlamps on.
Yeah.
They were on their radios. And so I always knew where everybody was at.
Yeah.
I was like, these guys are
Dude,
blowing out. I'm not
yeah.
a seasoned criminal, but like I could
This
be a
is
way
easy.
better. This is easy, right? Anyways, I got down to my car out of the canyon, and I was like, yes, I did it. But I still had to spend the night to pick up my buds the next morning. And I took my car, went to a hotel and checked in, and I was the only person checked into this hotel. And at 4 a.m, somebody knocks on my door, and I was like, what the
No
heck?
way.
So I looked through the peephole, and it was like the 4 cops.
Dang.
I was like, don't
Dang.
answer this one.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do. I literally sat there for like 10 or 15 minutes, like, what should I do?
Yeah.
And I didn't answer. And then they were around the back of my hotel, like knocking on the back door. I had all the drapes shut. And finally I was like, hi guys. Opened the door. I was like, can I help you?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we have reason to believe that you jumped off the Great White Throne. I was like, no
What?
way.
Yeah.
Who would do that?
I'm in the hotel.
Anyways, they're like, I kind of put it back on them. I was like, you guys are the professionals. You tell me what I did. You know, you got to prove it though.
Yeah.
And they're like, you got to own up to it right now, or we're just going to come back with like a search warrant in an hour. And I was like, during COVID and 4 a.m.,
Yeah.
I doubt it, guys.
Yeah.
Sure enough, they came back in 1 hour, like sign in hand.
Yeah.
They went through my car, they went through my hotel room, took everything, and they're like, you have parachutes in your car. Clearly you did it. And I was like, those are all packed. And like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I did it, because they had some holes in their stories. They're like, we saw 3 of you guys jump off of there. And I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
These guys don't know all the details.
Yeah.
Anyways, I went up the next morning to pick my buds up. As we were driving down the canyon, we got pulled over. And they're like, you guys all need to come to the station and let's go chat about this.
Oh,
So
man.
we did. And it was like enough of a hustle that I was just finally like, I did it. These guys didn't.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And they made me pay a $5,000 ticket. I couldn't go into the park for 12 months.
Which is like during COVID, it's all right. Hey, but it was probably worth it.
In hindsight, it was totally worth it. But like, that was such a fun story. At the time, it was just, I'm definitely not a criminal, but like
Yeah.
it felt sneaky, like toilet paper in someone's house. You're just
Oh,
like,
totally.
I'm getting away with this. This is super fun.
That's so cool, man.
So
That's what,
yeah.
because I've been to Angel's Landing, and I can
Yeah.
see which one you're talking about. It's
Yeah.
so high.
it's that big proud peak in the background that you
Yeah.
look directly at.
Yep.
That's a sick spot.
So cool.
I don't think anybody's jumped it since, and it's kind of one of those like
Yeah.
worth it.
I
that was
did
sick.
it. I did
That
it.
was
Do we
rad.
have a video of it?
It should be. Yeah, what's funny, yeah, it's on my Instagram feed, but what's funny is the park, as part of my sentence, they made me post my video as a public apology.
Oh.
And I was like,
That's cool.
okay.
Easy.
I guess I looked at it, I was like, I had to pay a bunch of money for a ticket, but I had to pay, but they asked me to share my content and make
Yeah.
this public apology. Watch the video. It's really funny. I kind of give a half-ass apology. Like, it's more like, I'm sorry I got caught,
Yeah.
but we should actually like have a conversation of why this is illegal, because this is a crazy law. Like, we can totally do this safely.
Yeah.
So I hope it opened up the door of conversations at least. And
When they probably didn't realize you are a professional and you're not just some dude
I think that's like,
out there.
in hindsight, that's where this came from, that they were like, you have to put on your socials a public apology and say like, Zion National Park doesn't appreciate this.
Yeah.
And so we did. I worked with Outside TV and made a cool 10-minute video and posted it on there. But yeah, it's that one. It's too long to share here, but like, go check it out. It's a pretty funny video.
Okay, I've seen some of this. Yeah,
I know,
yeah, for sure.
But look at that sweet peek at the background. It's
Yeah.
some rock climbers. It was super fun.
Oh, cool. So you like made a documentary about it.
Yeah.
That's so dope. So it was like, yeah, I'm gonna say sorry, but look how cool I am.
Yeah, it's like, here's what we do, and here's why we do it safely.
Oh, and there's Angels Landing.
Yeah, totally.
That's so high, dude. That's so crazy.
It like towers over Angels Landing.
Yeah, Angels Landing is high.
Yeah, it was a beautiful spot.
Wow.
So
Well, go check that video out. Whoever's watching this and wants to see it.
it's a fun one.
That's cool. Well, that I love that because like it's kind of like an intermission between your story. Like it's fun to just talk about cool things. So then, when you were on the Bob Squad, you're killing it with GoPro. What kind of started to happen in your career? Like, well, I know the money was getting bigger, experiences were getting cooler. What doors were opening up?
It was interesting. Like once we had GoPro as our title sponsor, we never even thought about this until a couple years into the journey where we're like, dang, we can like reach out to pretty much any brand out there and just say we're sponsored by GoPro. Can we start something together? And that was like super easy, it felt like at the time. Because like you'd reach out to like, basically I went through a list of like some of my favorite brands of clothing, like Arc'teryx, Lululemon, Kavu, different brands that I've always liked in the past. And I was like, hey, we just created the Bomb Squad, backed by GoPro. Can we do something together?
Yeah.
And they're like, 100%. What do you want to do?
Like, what a cool way to sponsor. Like, it was the perfect, like, the cameras are going to get it. So they don't care what you film.
Yeah. And GoPro's going to make videos about it.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, sweet. You can wear Lululemon in all of our videos moving forward. Here's basically an open ticket. Just go get what you want. And like, no strings attached. Like, it was just, it made sense because GoPro was producing the videos. We were like, social media was now a thing. We had a pretty good sized following. But when GoPro would like release a video, it would get millions of views.
Yeah, so they're getting free advertising through GoPro's platform.
Yeah. And so that was it was just a win-win for everybody.
Yeah.
And it was an easy conversation for us to reach out to brands we like and say, let's do something fun together.
Yeah.
And these were the days when, I'm trying to think how we met Devin. Because he like asked me to come on one of his first jobs. That's how we all met.
And I was thinking about that. Was it the one where you wingsuited off the cliff? Far Cry. Was it that one that was your first one?
It might have been Far Cry. I'm trying to think which one that was.
You were like, it was before my time, but it was like they're riding on a Jeep and then he gets out and then he stands on a cliff and then it ends up being you jumping off, I think.
But
then I also, first time I think I worked with you was Point Break.
Point Break was a sick one.
I was pretty new, and that was in Moab. No, that was like Canesville.
That's right.
Ish.
Yeah,
that was a pain because Carter talked about that on his podcast because he's like, we had to like actually produce this thing, and it was, you guys got like 4 jumps or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always difficult, obviously, if you're on a production out there trying to make a specific video, everything has to line up. Like, it's hard to just do one take and get everything you need. It's like you got to do a bunch of takes, and this was like part of our contract process after this is like, hey, the expectations is we'll do a handful of jumps. If we got to do a couple handfuls of jumps, let's get paid a little bit more and work it out that way. But we liked those. Like, it was always worth it to me because what I'm most proud of now is having just a whole list of every video I've ever been in or shot or produced or was part of with you guys. And like, looking back on those videos just makes me smile so big. So cool. It's actually like what I'm most proud of.
Yeah.
Family and stuff, of course, but like when you think about like life achievements, those videos are like, they make me more happy than anything else I've done in business or those.
You think about how many things you've done that no one will ever experience, like for real.
Feels that way.
Like, I mean, we keep bringing it back to the balloon popping thing and like wingsuiting through some of these places and like slipping side out of a C-130, like those things no one is gonna ever do. Well,
unless you're backed by like the C-130 was like a Pepsi deal with Joe Montana, and like when are we gonna get that opportunity ever again? Like that was so sweet. And so
So is this the first one?
This was Notch Peak in Utah. This was one of the first ones. I'm trying to think.
And do you remember how you guys got in touch?
I think just on socials, he reached out and was like, oh yeah,
I need this.
I actually forgot about this video. How'd you guys even find this?
That's so, dude, that happens all the time when even for myself, I'm like, well, I don't remember this at all. And it like brings back this whole memory that you just put out of your head.
Look how
there he is, dude.
Yes. This was great. Yeah, we had a helicopter out there, and like I always had a good network, especially here in Utah, to charter helicopters and take us to the spots we need, and then we just do a bunch of jumps and get.
So he got your exit off the cliff, which was, I think, I remember like you'd get your exit, but then we'd go and shoot it again
and actually fly by and do the flight.
Mm-hmm.
What video was this for? How'd you search this up?
The behind the scenes for Far Right.
So it was the Far.
Okay, you're right.
And well, Parker, when he was, that was his first video because he ended up being the arms.
On the shoot.
Was he on the shoot? Okay, so this was like Far Cry 2. Okay.
Right on.
So these were, early days before my time too. And I remember seeing these things and not knowing, I didn't watch this behind the scenes, but seeing those shots, like freaking nuts. So then that started down, obviously. What the coolest thing about having you was the ideas were endless. It was like, well, you have these ideas like, well, who's going to do that? It's like,
well, you guys
Marshall can do it.
It was sick because I loved our relationship because you guys came with like big opportunity, meaning like big budgets, big clients.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, hey, you guys were definitely making a run, and like everybody was like super into what you guys were doing.
Yeah.
And it just felt like a new wave of like opportunity because you guys were equally as stoked to push the envelope a little bit and be like, no one's ever shot this before, but we know a guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could for sure do this. And I got some guys that will fund this.
Yeah.
And so that was like a match made in heaven. Like all these early videos, these were so rad to us because, these are dream jumps for us that they took some planning to make happen.
Yep.
But look, again, like
this was like,
we have these videos after it. This is the field goal jumps that.
This was one of the first ones I think I directed that was with you. Because I know I did like the Super Bowl one, which actually we should pull up for sure. The Joe Montana one you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is insane. Like
What's up, Creighton?
Look how small.
Through
boom.
the field goals. Like that felt easy, but like hopefully the balloon one pops up here pretty soon. Because that actually felt like a target to hit.
Yeah. This one, it's like, I just scored a field goal. Yeah, and then we set that stupid little thing up.
I nailed that field goal. Did you see that? Never done that in my life.
You were okay. So here's the balloon.
Oh yeah.
This thing's like 3 feet. Like,
and we kept popping them as we were blowing them up, right?
Look at that.
I think so.
Look at this. Just wrap them up.
That shot. That's so cool. And you were right here, like,
look at
dude, it's still on my body. We didn't even think that might be a thing. But it was really cool to like. You guys were always so fun to have on the exit points because most production companies are like, "Don't do this. This is a bad idea." Our attorneys actually are saying, "Don't do it." We'll never be able to like publish this anyways. And look at you guys here on the exit point, just like send it.
Do it. Well, we trusted you, man. We trusted you. If you didn't think we could do it, which you rarely, I don't think you ever did say you couldn't.
They were always like fair ideas where like we can pull this off, and you guys were like,
oh yeah, we'd sit there and we'd wait for the parachute to open, and then it was like,
they're good.
Wow.
These were so sick because we would open our parachutes
like
down on the ground. You guys were on top, just like so stoked for us, and like the energy was high on these jumps. I remember.
And we used your sound effect in so many videos too, where it's just like you. Classic. Marshall.
I love it. Yeah, those are fun, dude.
This is fun because it's going to be just an entire reminiscing session.
Yeah.
Which is how like Carter and Devin's was. It's just like, what did we do? So this is the Super Bowl one. This is the first one so I directed the second day, and I didn't really know you yet still at this point, but it was when I directed the second day at the place. Yeah. That's when I really got to know you.
Yeah.
And created the relationship but this one was crazy. Talk us through just like what's happening here because we'll show you that shot in a second. I don't know if you've ever.
That was hard.
But what's happening?
This whole thing, this was for sure our biggest production to date at the time, where we're like, okay, you've got to get I think we had 8 jumpers on this. They all had to be super good at free flying because we were kind of really good at wingsuiting at the time, but admittedly not that good at free flying, and so to throw a ball out of a plane that was perfectly weighted that fell the same speed we did.
Yeah.
This
And
took
did
a
you
lot.
think about that beforehand? Like, there's no way a ball's going to fall, so we got to put cement
like,
inside of it.
This dude, there's one dude on this shoot that like he's one of the best skydivers in the world.
Oh, yeah, he was the guy we had actually like run the touchdown, right? What was his name?
Big dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve Curtis.
Steve Curtis. Yes.
The big dude. Yeah, he was really good at this stuff, and so he was instrumental on this one to be like, okay, guys, I'm gonna take this ball and fill it with whatever he filled it with
lead
in the wind tunnel and make it fall the exact same speeds. And so he really helped us out with this. I mean, he's an Arizona guy. He's done a lot of film work before. And he's just like the guy that's so good that everybody hires him. And I did the same thing. I was like, Steve, you're a stud. Please join this on this production.
Yeah.
But this was a big deal. Like, this took a lot of time to plan.
Yeah.
You know,
Because you guys did how many jumps to catch? I mean,
we did a lot of practice jumps,
Yeah.
even to like see if we could jump with this football and in those huge pads and stuff.
Yes.
So we did a bunch of practice jumps. We did a bunch of like jumps during production. I don't know how many we did, 20, 30-ish maybe.
Yeah.
40
Yeah.
in total. But yeah, that stuff was hard to do.
So we did learn that you couldn't catch it. So watch this shot.
Did you run it back? Did you like?
Did you know? So no one's. I brought this up in someone else's. I think it may have been Carter's, but
Yeah.
watch that shot. So I ended up having to reverse it.
Oh yeah.
Watch your sock, or Steve's sock, whoever it was that ended up.
Yeah.
So he let go of it. Watch the sock. Okay, so he let go of it, and then we reversed it. Sock goes up.
Oh, I've never
Yeah,
noticed
you
that.
never would notice it. But that's like where he would throw it and pretend like he caught it, because it was like that thing is falling so fast it would like break your hands.
Yeah, you can't make that catch look cool. There's Steve. Yeah, we had a good group on this one, like good skydivers. Super fun with you and Carter to be there.
Yeah.
We loved hanging out with you guys. And you saw that the ball that Carter was just holding?
Yeah.
When the balls would hit the ground, they basically blow up.
Explode.
Yeah, these are all practice jumps.
So fun, dude.
Yeah, these were, and like a C-130, just to rent that thing, you have to do like a 4-hour minimum at 15 grand an hour. Like, we don't
Insane.
have a budget like that. So you guys were bringing shot overs out
Yeah.
on helicopters, and this was a big budget.
Credit to Devin and Carter. Like, they were the ones that were making all this crap happen, and I was fortunate enough to be along for the ride. So
You and I both, buddy.
yeah,
Like,
seriously. They gave us a lot of cool opportunities. So as you were like doing this stuff, I mean, because it seemed like every month we were out somewhere doing something,
Yeah.
coming up with the next idea.
Yep.
What else was going on in your career besides GoPro and Devin? Were you doing other things?
We had a lot of one-off things, but like the best paying gigs were GoPro for sure. They were the most consistent. We had a handful of like sponsored deals from different clothing companies or like random one-offs. They would hire us to like, hey, we got a truck for sale. We want to go shoot a video around this new truck coming out.
Yeah.
But those were always one-off gigs, and we loved them. But it was more fun with you guys and GoPro, because
Yeah.
GoPro is, they're just
They
awesome.
didn't care. They're like, go make content.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
here's a, you know,
Here's some money.
endless money basically. And you guys kind of had the same vibe where you're like, we have all these clients that just want to do something never seen before.
Yeah.
So we all would get creative with each other. Like, we can do this, we can do that. And you guys would always say yes.
Yeah.
I remember so many times, like when we'd be on site, they would send some of their like attorney nerds, and they'd just be in the background like, you guys can't do any of this. And we're like,
Gosh, I have no idea what we can do.
yeah, you're like, let's make this cool, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, you can't do that. You know, remember some of these shoots where like, people were like overseeing us, like,
The Point Break one was the one I remember the most, and it was just like, because they're trying to protect their brand. Like, if one of you guys got hurt, or
oh yeah,
worst case, then it was like going to reflect on their business and stuff.
Potentially,
But then you've
yeah.
got, like you said, these nerds that don't understand
Attorneys,
what you
yeah.
can do.
yeah,
And so, yeah, that balance was always tough. Especially, that was always the hardest part about working with the bigger brands like the Pepsi and the Papa John's,
that's right.
was they had more of the claws inside of you.
Yeah,
There was one that was just in my head as I was talking. That's I was trying to remember what it was. It was a bigger brand.
was it that Subaru wing walking one? I felt like they were kind of out there watching everything on that. Was it that?
Well,
one?
that one was that guy does that for a lot of people. Like, that's like a normal attraction.
The wing
that-
walking.
where you're on the airplane
Yeah.
and you fly. So like I've seen, I don't know if that's like something you just pay for to
Yeah.
go do,
Turns out.
but it was the slip and slide off the cliff.
Oh yeah,
Who sponsored that?
Moab.
Oh, Subaru sponsored that one too.
They
So
did.
they were probably there's a lot of people all over us for this one. Like even we had some lady there that was getting pissed. Like,
just
like a
because of
park.
the land.
Yeah.
This was a mission to pull off actually. And look at that structure. We remember hiking that thing out there.
yeah.
How many trips did we do? That was so heavy.
Well, that's the thing is Carter's still pissed at us to this day because me and Zane and Devin rolled up after you guys had already loaded it all in.
He did.
And you guys were
Forgot
all
about that.
helping Ron Nix and Al and building.
I forgot about that.
We just
dude.
rolled up. Oh, it's already
Is this thing
cool.
put together
Let's
yet?
shoot it. But we did help get it out.
That was a mission to get that thing out there.
But this sticks out in my mind as the sketchiest thing I think we've ever done, because you were telling us when you were on the shoot, like you don't really know how you're going to exit because it's so
Yeah.
slippery, and you got better as you went on, and then you don't have a ton of time to pull your chute.
And the thing with this is just a Moab cliff, so this is like max 600 feet tall.
Yeah.
I think this is like 500-ish, 550 maybe.
Yeah.
And so when you slide off the slip and slide, normally on small cliffs like this, you really focus on just jumping off in a perfect position and like making sure your body is well oriented to get your parachute out.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a slip and slide, like out of control. Like who knows how you were going to come off of this thing. That was always pretty sketchy for us. Because as you slide down,
Yeah, you get that
That
one where you
works
got
out.
your knees and your hands, like you started to like dial it in.
yeah, we got better as we kept doing this
Oh,
thing. But
that
some of those
shot.
shots, they were so good.
It's insane, dude.
I know.
Like I said, who's ever going to do this again?
Nobody.
Nobody's going to do this.
Because remember all the work that went into this, just to haul that thing
Yeah.
out there, all the permitting process.
Mhm.
There was a ton of red tape.
And to make
around
it
this thing.
safe for you guys. You
Yeah.
know, like have a good ramp.
Sean Truman, remember him?
Mhm.
He's a
He was crazy. He was doing like the
aerial.
brownies, the aerials.
Yeah.
He's wild, dude. I still follow him. He still does the bridge out, and
Yeah, he lives
Idaho.
up there in Idaho Falls. He's a total stud. He's in Italy right now, sending me
Oh,
photos
cool.
every day. Like, I wish you were here, bro. I'm like,
That's
stop rubbing it in.
yeah, no kidding. That's crazy. So as a
This
guy
is
that's filming these or as a part of these, how much of the pre-production and the ideation, like what, just talk us through like what, let's just speak to this one specifically, like
Yeah.
what was your role in this besides just jumping?
I felt like we were super involved in this, even from the start, where like this was a concept of here's a slip and slide. But as a base jumper, you're like, I don't know how a slip and slide is going to work.
Mm.
And then we met
Ron Nix.
Ron Nix,
Yeah.
thank you. Where he's like, let's go to a park. I'll build this thing in a park, and you guys can
right.
just slip and slide on this and see how you feel. And we went to the park and slid on a few times. We're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's a pro. He knows how to build stuff like this. Let's just take this to a cliff, and it works. So,
Because you were essentially kind of co-producing with Carter a lot of the times. Like you're rounding up your buddies, you're
yeah.
talking about logistics, all this stuff to get out there, build it, have it be safe.
Well, you guys were always cool. They'll be like, you would give me a lot of leeway just to be like, we'll take care of everything on our side, but all the jumping stuff, stunt coordination, everything you take care of. And I always liked that. That was
Yeah.
really fun for me. And I could always invite some of my best friends and share these with them.
That was the one.
Bro.
That was the one.
Carson Klein.
Carson. Dude, that was the scariest one for sure because he pulled his chute upside down.
Yeah.
How did-
And all of us, we still talk about that jump where
Yeah.
he like over rotated his front flip and put his feet like that's killed people before.
And wasn't he kind
It
of like
just worked out.
in a weird place that day?
Oh,
Like,
maybe.
yeah, I remember like you guys were a little worried about him. He was hugging
was loose or something.
Yeah.
He's always got a girlfriend and then doesn't have a girlfriend. Or maybe it was one of those moments.
It seemed like it was like a girlfriend thing,
I remember
but
this.
he hugged that and we're like, what the freak, dude?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That
But it
was
the
always
same
rule number
situation.
one. We couldn't mess up on these shoots
Yeah.
because, like, you could imagine if something bad happened on these shoots,
Yeah. It's,
what a Debbie Downer, like, wah, wah. Like,
And
this sucks now.
I talked to Devin about that, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, nobody got hurt bad.
I know.
Knock on wood.
For sure.
The worst thing I saw was a twisted ankle or a broken ankle on that slip and slide out of an airplane.
Oh, yeah.
The
yeah.
guy that came down and
Yeah.
caught his foot in
That's right.
the tarp.
I think it was Jake who did that. But, yeah, I remember this.
But like, what else? Can you think of anything? Like,
No,
were
like, if you get
so safe.
if you get hurt on something like this, like we were always like, as we would have our side meetings, I would always be like, guys, I know we're good at this. We want to like showcase how good we are, but let's keep everything at max 80%.
Yeah.
Like do tricks you're comfortable with, do tricks that you can nail for sure.
Yeah.
And that was always a big deal to us. Like as jumpers who'd never been on camera, you probably feel pressure to be like,
Yeah.
I'm going to do something extra right now.
Yeah.
But this isn't the time and the place for it, right?
Yeah. And you guys were always so safe about it and always 100% confident. And like, I just remember we really were just like,
Play it cool,
trust
guys.
you guys. And then the other cool part about your role, and we experienced it in other videos like the wing walking Bahamas, where
Yeah.
you're just a good dude to have around and to hang. You're collaborative, you're super fun.
Yeah.
And you were always in the intros of our videos. You were the guy that we started the videos with like every time, right?
Yeah.
Like you kind of became iconic.
I don't
Like,
know about that, but like,
for sure, dude. All the like main coolest videos, I feel like you're in them, and we had you in the intro. So
it felt that way. Yeah. That was such a fun time. And like, it was mutual respect both ways. If you guys would hire us for a job like this, we're for sure saying yes, and we're going to make it rad.
yeah,
That was a great relationship on all these.
for sure. I'm trying to think if there's anything else about this, but
That was super fun. This specific jump we're looking at, the slip and slide, nobody's ever done that before. It was super unique to us. That's one of those, like, when we're 100 years old, we're going to look at this video and be like,
behind the scenes are the best part, because like we can talk all day, but then when you actually
remember
like
this.
have these sit downs and they're like, oh wow, you were actually there.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what my kids do. They're like, they see the cool videos and they're like, you didn't film this, Dad. And then
You're like,
the
watch
behind
this.
the scenes
Yeah.
are like, wait a second, and we're all babies, man.
Yeah, very cool. It was so fun watching you guys because, like, when you get close to the edge like this, we're pretty comfortable with it.
Yeah.
See Devin's, like, tied off right here.
Turn around and be like, you just give us a big old peace.
It was fun to be kind of like a safety coordinator, too.
Yeah.
That was fun because you guys wanted to get close but also be safe. And I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, wear this harness, tie the rope just this far where you actually can't fall off. Yeah, that worked out for all of us.
I think this was like Zane's first shoot, and he was
What's up, Zane?
so sick.
I love it. Oh, he was not feeling well right
Just
here?
no, of being scared.
Oh, yeah.
He's not a
He was always uncomfortable with this stuff.
he's not a stunt dude. Oh gosh, look at that one. He
Remember
couldn't
that?
flip.
Was that Hartman, I think, that got stuck like that?
I think
do
so,
remember that.
yeah.
There was a couple moments on this where it worked out, so to speak, but
Yeah.
as jumpers, we're just like,
This is
be
good.
careful, or like that's a gnarly one because bad things can happen if this doesn't go right.
Well,
So beautiful.
not to like keep it about the shoots I was on, but the very last shoot I did for Devin and the very last shoot I did with you was the slip and slide out of an airplane.
Yeah.
And that's one that sticks out in my mind as like one of the most fun and just unique experiences. Tell me just about that one and kind of like the coordination that went into that, building a slip aside that would fit in a C-130 first of all, and then just
Yeah.
hucking it.
That's right. I have vivid memories of you hanging on the back of the C-130,
Yeah.
like with the gates down,
Yeah.
just hanging on, like watching us all slip and slide past you. And
And you did have me harnessed.
that was so fun for me to like slip and slide down this with my bud Tyson just hanging on the door. I was like, that to me was like, he's having an adventure too.
It was
like,
unique, man.
yeah.
To be able to run next to you guys and then just,
This was after the Super Bowl commercial, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Super Bowl commercial was one of the first ones I did with you.
And so we found out we could charter this plane, and then you guys once again like brought a big budget and like enabled us to do this.
Yeah.
Those specific slip and slides, they were hard to source, but once we found this, we're like, oh, these are great. It's basically like a trampoline mat, like for
Tumbling mats,
gymnastics.
yeah.
Tumbling mat. That's right. And then we just would go to Skydive Utah here and keep the landings fun as well. Remember you guys brought out kids?
Yeah.
That was the most dangerous part, actually.
Yeah, the kids hanging out right next.
Kids are hanging out. All my buds like ripping in, going 70 miles an hour. They're like,
Well, a lot of
"Kids, make
people
sure you
don't
stay
know
over there."
that these were shot in different locations too.
That's right.
Um,
That's right.
So, and it was the same thing with the Super Bowl commercial. Is we were in Arizona doing all the
Yeah.
stuff with the football jumping out, and then we would land in San Diego.
Somewhere else. That's right.
Where did we shoot I can't remember where we shot the stuff out of the plane.
This was in a place called is in Arizona. It's like basically like an Area 51. Like they give you permission over this land to like throw whatever you want out of the plane.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing down there, and you can just jump and go nuts.
Yeah. And then we went to the Skydive Utah, you said here.
Yeah, out in Tooele to land
Yeah.
these parachutes. There's Scott Plammer. What's up, buddy?
And I don't know if you remember this, but I've still never skydived.
Haven't.
I still
Let's
haven't.
go for a tandem, dude.
I know, and we were gonna do it. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And it was my kid's birthday.
Yeah.
I still wonder to this day if I should have bailed on Nixon's birthday, because it was like I was in this
right.
like dad conflict of like.
Yeah.
The
I
problem
forgot
was
about
is
that.
we wanted to go earlier in the day,
Uh-huh.
but the weather wasn't right.
Yeah.
So we waited, and I was like, oh no, we're getting closer when I have to leave. And then it ended up I had to leave when the weather got perfect, and that's when you guys got all these super cool.
And you were meant to go for
shots.
a tandem that day too.
We were
like,
going to tandem. I was going to go with you, and Haley told me I couldn't do it unless I was with you because she trusts you.
I definitely would have taken good care of you, but this would have been a fun day for it, especially like you've been up in these planes a bunch, and
Time to
that'd be sick to
drop
air
out.
out.
Yeah.
And that would be the most unique tandem experience. Like nobody gets to do tandems out of these C-130s.
Yeah, for sure.
And you have actually like the sickest tandem video of all your
Well,
buds.
Very dope. But yeah, so
Sweet.
as far as your journey goes, like as you're going through all these Supertramp, the GoPro things, is there anything else that you want to talk about up to like, I guess that video that's the last I know.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else you guys, I guess we have Bahamas too. That was cool. But
Yeah.
that was what was part of it, is just like you're so fun to have around, and we'd invite Jesse and your friends just to like come on these trips if we needed athletes.
Yeah. That was fun for us. Remind me, in the Bahamas, I don't think we even jumped.
No, it was literally just for Sea-Doo. And we just went and ripped in Bahamas for 7 days.
I remember when you guys called and you're like, totally unrelated to jumping, but
Yeah.
can you guys ride jet skis?
Yeah.
We're like, heck yeah.
Yeah. And you guys had to like golf off the back of the jet skis. You guys had to,
Yeah.
we towed you behind the wave runners and threw you into the, it was bowling.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
We were like the bowling balls and
Yes.
pins.
The bowling, you had to jump and dive for keys. It was like a whole adventure.
Oh, yeah.
And then
That's
we
right.
had that last day where we just went and hung out.
That was so fun.
So fun.
I know. That was a really fun trip. And the Bahamas so pretty. And like
Mhm.
to have jet skis down there that were nice.
And then your wife got to come, which was cool to hang out with her.
Oh, yeah.
Got to know
Super
Nikki.
cool. Yeah.
But there's Marshall not jumping out of a plane.
Yeah, this is a blast down there. Buds hitting the cones.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a blast. A lot of these things are, yeah, who gets all brand new jet skis in the Bahamas to go rip around on?
And it's so cool
So,
too, 'cause
yeah.
it's just blue water. And
Yeah.
but this was the life, man. This
I know.
is what we'll be talking about when we're old men.
That's what I'm saying. dude.
Remember back in my day,
Yeah.
back before AI, we
Yeah.
actually had to do things.
You had to do stunts.
You couldn't just freaking type it in. What's your thought on that? Like AI, dude. Like it. I mean, you definitely
Tyson.
capitalized on the time when AI wasn't a thing. So like nowadays, dude, you
Yeah.
can AI a wingsuit all day.
Anything. I know. I'm such a fan of AI. Like
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of where it's going.
Yeah.
Just think how easy it's making life now and business and everything else.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of it, but we'll see. I'm curious in the next 5 years if it takes over the film side of things, where like you don't have to hire a real athlete to do really scary stunts.
Yep.
You can just
Cheaper.
like,
Type it.
yeah, type it up and make it happen.
I'm seeing it firsthand, dude. It's
Are you really?
crazy. I keep telling myself I'm not worried about it, but I got into VO 3.
Okay.
Have you seen the thing come out of that yet? Like you've probably seen the
Little bit, not
Sasquatch
much.
selfie videos on
Oh,
Instagram.
yeah.
Those are great. They still look fake, right?
Little
But
bit.
the way the way they talk, those are fun because it's like a Sasquatch, not a human, so
Yeah.
it gets away with a little more.
Yeah.
But we create ads for companies,
Uh-huh.
and I started doing it yesterday, just literally, and typed in a few prompts, used ChatGPT to help you get real specific with
Oh.
the shots, the lighting,
Really?
the way the person looks, the facial expressions, their like tone, how confident they are, all the things, man. And then what do you want in the background, what's in the set, as much as like I want a picture here, like very detailed.
Yeah.
And it takes about 3 minutes. It can be expensive when you because you're not sure what's going to come out, but you
Yeah.
get charged even if it's something you don't want.
Okay. Can you keep tweaking it? And
You can, but it kicks out a whole new video. You can use the same prompt and it will learn. Like
Yeah.
if you use, the one thing I've found is like if I was typing, I wanted to create someone that looked like you, I would take that same couple of sentences and just copy and paste it with like a new and try to manipulate it. It's kind of like when you're using ChatGPT, you have to kind of like change your prompts a little bit.
Yeah.
But it kicked out some videos that, yeah, they weren't real, but I was just like, dude, 1 year from now, if not 6 months,
No way.
scary.
Really?
Because I'm like, yeah, this is expensive to create this ad, $500 to $1,000. Then there's probably a bunch of learning in it that you're just wasting money. But then I'm like, dude, to do that shoot I just created would cost 5 to 10 grand.
Yeah.
Hire people, locations, cameras.
For sure.
But it's just getting wild. I literally bring it up in every podcast, and every time I'm like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And yesterday I was like, I don't know if it's going to be fine. I saw a super funny video on Instagram of a homeless dude with a cardboard sign, and it says, we'll film your birthday for $300. And he's like standing there, and the kid walks by. He's like, hey kid, I'll film a cinematic video of your birthday. He's like, screw you. Yeah. Cause you don't have to do it anymore.
No way.
Just type it in.
No way.
So I hope that's not me, homeless videographer on the street one day.
I can see it happening. Who knows?
Oh my gosh. So I created this one in like 10 minutes. So I just typed.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look, it's crazy that was even AI.
I know. This was supposed to be a belly flop. It couldn't get it right. I was trying to make someone that looked like myself. I don't want to sound a little like cocky.
Hey, he's handsome, bro.
I didn't say like, that dude looks really good. But I just was like scruff, brown hair, you know, nice clothes, and then it kicked that out. And I was like, oh, I hope I look like that.
That's all AI.
All AI.
Everything.
The whole thing. Yeah, just like stop on each frame.
That is crazy.
I mean, this is the wildest one. So I literally, the belly flop was a flop.
Yeah.
But this, man, I basically,
pretty dang real.
This is the first one I made, and I even told him red shirt in a studio. I kind of just like, just kind of pulled it like this, walking towards the camera, pulling back. But then, this is just funny. To this.
No way.
I can't quite get diving right.
Perfect.
But
that's crazy.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
If you just look at that as a person, which is actually not a real person, that if we're already that close.
That's what I'm saying.
I know, dude.
So the thing is I had to download each shot.
Yeah.
And I still had to edit it. So I put in the music, I put the pacing in, like I'm just like, okay, this is one step closer, and eventually it's just going to be kicking out videos. But there is, like, when I showed this to one of the founders of the company, they were like, I don't like this. I don't like there's going to be a sort of ethical, like there's going to be laws against selling products for sure. Like with fake people, especially with testimonials, there's already laws about selling. It's like a felony to sell products with a fake person.
No way.
So there's, I showed it to them, and she's like, I don't like this. I don't like the real setting. Like, I don't want to put this lady saying this in our studio. Like, I would rather put this lady wearing our product on the moon, or like
somewhere fake
in the jungle. That's super weird. And a lot of people are doing that. It's like, it's entertaining, and the ads are crushing because people just are fascinated by the fact that people are creating that.
I know.
So there is like one thing, and one of the analogies I always say is like people, you think about painters back in the day, and they saw like film and digital come out. They're like, well, painters are done. It's like, actually, painters just got like their craft became more valuable.
Yeah.
So
specialized.
If I'm the old timer that says, I'm hoping that becomes the case, people that can film will be more valuable because there's a lot of people that won't come up needing to film. So.
Yeah. That's
But then the same thing with you, man. It's like, nobody's going to need to do that. So who's going to learn how to do it?
That's crazy. I've never actually thought of like being replaced by AI as far as a base jumper.
Yeah.
I guess I would have been way more concerned if we were at where we are with AI 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But there just wasn't many people doing it back then. So we always felt secure that way.
Yeah.
But now, I've never even thought about that. I know a lot of people in whatever professions they're in.
Yeah.
If AI can easily replace that, people are kind of like, oof.
I've seen some skydiving ones already, and you can actually take images from your videos and put them in VO, and it will create a video of it.
No way.
So you could recreate your videos through AI.
Share some of those when you run across them next. I'd love to see them.
Yeah, I'll send you the ad I keep getting, because it's this lady. She's like in Dubai skydiving, and it's a shot you would never be able to get because the camera's in front of her.
Yeah.
And she's says this hook. It's very eye catching. I'll send it to you. And
please do.
It's every month, man, because I'm so in tune with it, because every company I work for is like, they want to be on top of it too, and so they're trying things and they want to be more efficient, and that's what's ultimately going to come to, is like things are just going to cost less. You'll be able to do things faster. But there's always going to be a sense of realism and that thrill that comes with what you do.
It feels that way. Like, nothing makes me feel more alive than when you stand on the edge of a cliff. Like, that's a real life moment.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why I keep chasing this stuff, or I'm so drawn to it, is because there's this moment where the second you lean off the cliff, everything like is hyper focused.
Yeah.
But also like any BS stress or concern
Gone.
is totally gone.
Yeah.
And you're living in the moment, and you're like, I love that feeling so much.
Yeah.
So I keep chasing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I can do it safely, where I can have some longevity doing this. Interesting story. I was in Switzerland last summer and saw this old couple. Call them old. They were 70. It's pretty old. They had hiked up the Eiger, which is a sick peak in the Alps.
Yeah.
And these two, like husband and wife, 70-year-old, jumped off together. It blew my mind for some reason, just to be like, these guys are totally fit and capable of running around the mountains, and they're taking the easy way down, the way that I like to descend off the mountains. And I was kind of blown away at like the realness of the longevity that I think I can find doing this stuff. There's a lot of people that get into base jumping, and they're like, they check the box, or they do they do it for a few years, and they make a public announcement like, I survived base jumping, I quit.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to quit.
I get the thrill.
Yeah, I guess I'm not trying to quit, but everybody's always like, well, what's your exit strategy?
When are you done?
And I'm like, I got into this because it's sick. I'm not trying to not do it, but I'm also definitely not trying to die.
Yeah.
And I feel like I can do it safely, and I know my parameters basically, and I play within those, and happy days. That's how it feels.
That's so cool. And that's got to be so fun to see 70-year-olds plus jumping off things, because it's true. Like, you don't want to be done. And I'll compare it to it being in a motocross race. Like when you're racing people and the adrenaline kicks and the gate drops, it's different, but it's like for 20 minutes, you are freaking like, that's why I love it, is that the stress is gone. All the things you've been worrying about are just not there because you're hyper focused.
Yeah.
And so the question I wanted to lead into was having a wife, and because my wife's like, you're done racing, like it's too scary, we got young kids.
Yeah.
How did you balance that with Nikki, of like, obviously she just had to trust you and like understand that you're a pro, because I'm not a professional rider. So my wife's like, stop.
Well, bro, there was many years where I wasn't a pro.
Yeah, true.
Many years when I got into this stuff, and I think you were into motocross before you got married to Haley, but like there's years when like we call it intermediate syndrome.
Yeah.
Where like you just get into it, you know enough to be dangerous, but you also know enough you think you're safe. But those are the years you grow the most, because you'll have a couple close calls, you'll have some near misses, and you're like, oh, I learned a lot because I did this or that. And those early years were tough with Nicole. Like,
and I keep calling her Nikki.
No, Nikki. That's why I call her
Nicole.
I crashed at the point of the mountain right out here on a paraglider like 3 months after I was married.
Oh my god.
And like, we just got married. We lived here at the point of the mountain, and I went out there and just learned. I was like, babe, I want to learn how to fly these paragliders. And she's like, whatever that is, okay, basically.
Yeah. And
so I went out there and like got pretty good at it. And then I had this intermediate syndrome thing where I was like, I'm kind of really good at this, I feel like. Anyways, I crashed the paraglider, like collapsed it and hit the ground. And
were
this
you
is
pretty high?
3 months into my marriage, and like I broke everything. I broke my femur, my pelvis, my back in 4 places.
Wow.
Both of my arms. And you can imagine, like I helicoptered off the mountain, and my wife came to the hospital. She's like, what is this?
So this was that thing you were trying to do with that?
And I'm like, sorry, babe. Apparently I did something wrong.
Yeah.
But like for 6 months, she just had to baby me and take care of me. And those were some tough conversations back then where she's just like, this isn't worth it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, no, it's not. I'm probably not going to do this again.
Yeah.
And so like, I made a promise to myself, like, don't put her through this. This is just not cool.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't want to take care of you like this.
Yeah.
You're completely incapable of anything.
Yeah.
And then like a year later, I was like, that was so much fun, babe. Let me I'll do it safely now. And
Yeah.
you know, and I got back into it, but I'm definitely mindful of don't be that guy.
Yeah.
Don't wipe out. Don't get hurt.
That's good. You got to learn through a lesson that obviously was painful, but you're able to come back from. And
yeah, it just
dial it in.
kind of set my head straight on like, okay, you can't be reckless, especially having kids. Like
Yeah.
you and I are in similar situations. You just can't get banged up really bad because
they rely on.
provide. We gotta like be there for our girls, and
Yep.
there's a lot involved in that. So that's on my mind. Like, don't even break your leg, because when you're on crutches, you can't help carry the groceries in and stuff like this.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, we had a friend get hurt really, really bad out at Jordan River, and it kind of spooked. I mean, so many things happen. It's like, well, yeah, you could go drive and get in a car accident, you know, and the chances of you getting hurt that bad in motocross is almost the same. But you're kind of putting yourself in the situation, and I trust myself. And as I've gotten, you know, I started racing young, but then got back into it like 4 years ago, and got better and better and better. And as I got better, you're going faster, and then it's like you start to become a little more mature, and you're like, okay, I know my boundaries, like you said. Don't push past it.
If you crash going this fast, this is gonna hurt.
Yeah, it's gonna get worse.
Funny story real quick.
Go ahead.
I broke my neck at Jordan River on a dirt bike.
Did you? I didn't. So you've ridden that track?
A bunch. I used to love that.
No way.
Remember there used to be 2 triples out there?
Yes.
I had a full-on desert bike, like the Bark Busters and everything, like not a track bike. And I was like going over this triple pretty well. And it was big, like 130 feet. Something like that. It was
massive.
Huge. 4th gear. And I came up short one time and just like bucked me off and broke my neck out there.
Dude, the same triple,
Funny story.
barely came up short and didn't get bucked off.
Really?
First time I hit it. And
You did come up short or didn't?
barely came up short. I did. So, but I didn't.
How'd you
It was literally like we're talking right on the edge of like the front tire goes down. So it didn't throw me too far.
Yeah.
But and then I ended up getting around and doing it again. And it was during a race that I actually hit.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like the first, it's funny because that was the first time I had raced. I had ridden out there and it was Father's Day. I was like, babe, it's Father's Day. Like,
Let me have
can I race? And she's like, okay. And then after that, I was like, okay, can I do it again? Can I do it again?
Fun.
Anyway, but how about your kids? Your son and your daughter, forget their names.
Carmen and Parker.
Carmen and Parker.
Yeah.
They're older now. Carmen's on a mission still?
Yeah, both of them are.
They're both on a mission.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, your Parker was on a mission, then Carmen just went out? Oh, yeah,
Exactly.
Haley ran into Nicole, and they chatted it up a little bit
right on.
right before she left.
Yeah, we are empty nesters, which
Whoa.
you're kind of on the other side of that, it feels like.
Yeah.
But
I'm like where you were when we met.
yeah. Young kids.
Yes. Because I remember Carmen when she was tiny.
That's right.
She was
they just moved out, and it's
crazy.
I wish they were home. I love those kids so much. They're super fun to have around the house.
Yeah.
But now they're gone. It's like me and Nicole, like, who do you want to hang out with tonight? What do you want to do?
Yeah.
You don't have the kids there to like
Kind of rain you
hang
over
out
what? Yeah. Like always have something to do.
Yeah.
So the question I was going to get to is like having Parker and Carmen, like, are they similar to you? Like, would they go do stuff like this?
Not at all. I get this question a lot.
Did you just drain it out of them?
I don't know. It's funny. I've taken them all for like tandems, either skydives or paragliding flies, and taken my wife, and nobody like is ever like, let me get certified to do this legit. Everybody's like, check the box. We've got a sick video. I'm done.
Yeah.
And I actually like love that.
Good. I'm sure.
Like,
That'd be scary.
I've seen a lot of people wipe out, and
Yeah.
when you wipe out doing this stuff, it's not like it's when you wipe out, you're dead.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that. Like, I'm not trying to like shine light on the dark side of all this stuff, but you just can't crash.
Yeah.
And so like, especially as a dad looking at their kids, go surf, go ride bikes, do anything else besides, stuff you can crash at and break a bone, and that's the worst that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So they've humored me to do like tandems together, but
Yeah.
I could tell they're probably doing it more for me than for them.
That's cool. That's fun. They get to experience what you've got to experience your whole life.
And
now they understand. Yeah, that's true. And they trust you. It's the same reason I would go tandem with you. And my wife would be cool with it too.
I got you, Gutty.
So with, your whole journey up to this point, where do you see your life going in the future. Like you're investing in real estate, you're doing this for fun. What's happening in the I want to say 5 to 10 years, but really it's like when you're 70, you know.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
it's a good question. Like I think about this 20-year plan all the time.
Yeah.
And I actually like sometimes I get super annoyed with trying to think that far into the future. It's way more, it's easier to look 5 years down the road and be like, envision this ideal image or lifestyle that you're trying to live and how you want to be, who you want to be surrounded with.
Yeah.
But on like a 10 and a 20-year plan, it's like, it's kind of vague, right?
Yeah.
And so I definitely, I'm kind of on cruise control right now. And I really like the stride that I've got going and pace of life right now. And so I still get out once or twice a week and do some jumps or fly the paraglider. And that's fun for me.
Yeah.
But like, I don't get as many kicks now doing it as I did before, where I'm not like trying to be the man or trying to be the first guy to do this. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, I enjoy the fitness to get there, and it's nice to have dessert and jump down.
Yeah.
But like, I'm really fascinated in learning new stuff. Like I just got into foiling a couple of years ago.
Yes.
In the ocean and behind the boat.
That's so gnarly.
And like, for some reason, this is the hardest thing to learn,
at
least for me. And I'm usually kind of good at learning new sports, but like, you know, when you're learning a new sport and you kind of know the basics and you're starting to progress, whether it's tennis, golf, like who knows, whatever sport, and you just start to get good at it, isn't that always the funnest place to be?
Yes.
Because you're like, you wake up the next morning, you're like, if I keep putting in some time here, I'm actually going to be pretty good at this.
Yeah.
And that's foiling for me right now. Like, I just can't get enough.
We talked on Instagram because I tried it last year in the beginning of this summer. And it is literally the hardest thing. I am pretty good at things. Like I've always been kind of a natural and just get up and do things.
Yeah.
This is weird, man. The balance is way different. You're off the water. You like don't know what's happening, and it just ends up.
I feel the same way. I sucked for basically a year at this. And it was like, but I had some buds that were really good, and I was like, this looks so fun.
Yeah.
Just buck up, Marshall, and like get good at it. And so we put a lot of time into it, and I've had the experience to do this in the ocean a bunch of times, and Have
you ridden the electric ones yet? Cruise, that's so fun.
Those are super fun. That's a great way to get to intro into them and then get up behind the boat.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are a blast.
That's way cool.
Yeah.
Because I did the jet surf back before there was electric, and it was like a motorized in the water
with the cable and
the cable
thing. Yeah.
And just to get up was so challenging, but then those didn't last long because of electric. Mm-hmm. So much better. Those things died so many times while we were out there at Lake Powell.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, do you see yourself hopefully base jumping? That's probably part of your 20-year plan. It's like you're still wanting to go to Switzerland and be that couple.
Yeah, 100%.
Nicole
I would love to go over there. Like last summer, for example, it was like the most fun trip I've taken in a long time. I took my daughter and my wife to Italy. We went to the southern tip of the Alps up there, and like it was so fun to have my daughter and my wife in the car and just to show them all these sick spots. We've been traveling for last decade plus. And it was really cool because I'd take them to these exit points and be like, check out the view. It's so beautiful. Or we'd do a rock climb to get up there, the three of us together. And I'd get on top, and just like usual, I'd have a little wingsuit in my backpack. I'm like, you guys are good to ride the gondola down? And they're like, yeah, where are you going? And I'm like, jump off and like go land at the chalet. And that was so much fun for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a base jumping trip. It was more like go show my girls how awesome this place of the world is. But I definitely got my kicks over there. Had a total blast climbing up together and then jumping down.
That's so cool.
So I hope I can do this forever. My kids are adventurous. My wife likes to do stuff like this. She says yes a lot. So I foresee our family continue to do this for a long time. And I've got a bunch of buds right now like begging me to. We had tickets to Switzerland booked here in like 10 days, and they've got a bunch of ideas. They're like 25 to 30 years old, and they're like, let's go here, let's go there, let's climb this, let's jump off of that. And I love
keeping you young.
I like that. It's good for us, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of the new generation of jumpers with new ideas and a fresh set of eyes, and I like that.
Is the sport going to change, do you think? Can it?
Good question. Like, we've kind of had our golden years, so to speak, where wingsuits were just coming out, and like the research and development into the new suits was always a huge step forward.
Yeah.
And now we've kind of dialed in the wingsuits. You know, this company Squirrel, two of my buds started a company where they make parachutes, wingsuits, a bunch of gear. and it's just precision cut to the millimeter, and like these guys have really pushed what's capable in our
Yeah.
sport. And so we've got awesome gear now. It's safe, it's reliable, it's great gear. And so we're kind of getting on the tail end of those golden years where everybody's kind of been there, done that.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel so dang lucky that I was kind of lived through those years. And,
Yeah.
you know, even watching those videos, I saw 3 people in those videos that aren't here anymore.
Mm.
And like, I'm glad I'm not one of those guys, you know.
Yeah.
But like when you see him, you definitely it pulls your heartstrings, and
Yeah.
oh yeah, I remember him or her. And
Wow.
again, like there's a way to do this for a long time, and that's the life I'm trying to live.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to push the envelope and be whatever that was.
Yeah.
I just want to safely do this stuff, and I'm not trying to be a cool guy anymore.
Yeah.
So
I hear that.
yeah.
Being the first one to do the stunt.
Yeah, that's cool and all, but
Used to love that.
I'm mid-40s now. I'm not trying to be that guy.
Yeah, that's cool. If someone was like, it kind of segues into the last question, because like if the sport changes, like, is there anything else you can really do? Like, obviously there's people landing without parachutes and those big nets.
Yeah.
Like, what is there anything else that you can even do, which is kind of into this, like, if someone wanted to get into it, what kind of advice would you give them?
Yeah, you texted me that earlier, and that I love this question. When I was like full on in the GoPro days, I was getting messages like daily, weekly, like, hey, I'm 20 years old. I'm just got into skydiving. I want to do what you do.
Mm.
And I always felt pressure like to answer their questions, to be like, okay, you've got to be the best at this, fine tune your skills in this specific discipline. But like, we just basically got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
There's a really good book called Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell that talks about people have been at the right place at the right time throughout history. And like Bill Gates had access to a computer when he was like a young kid. And
Yeah.
now we got Microsoft.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of stories like that throughout the history. And I think we just were at the right time at the right place. GoPro, social media, human flight was all pretty new. And we have platforms to share it on.
Yeah.
And so kids these days getting into it, everybody's already seen every rad video on social media, you know, that a young dude trying to get into the sport is going to have a really hard time even like recreating.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just not a lot of money in it.
Yeah.
Like there's ever been really only 3 wingsuit team or like human flight teams. Dubai had one, Red Bull had one, and GoPro had one. And I don't know if like, well, my advice now, just I shoot straight with people. And when someone asks me like specifically, how do I get sponsored in skydiving or base jumping?
Yeah.
I kind of just want to be like, listen, bro, it's not worth your time.
Yeah.
If you want to like do this a lot and like live the dream, so to speak, and travel the world, like go get yourself a nice like business or like start something that you can get paid and basically sponsor yourself.
Mm.
That's my answer, is like sponsor yourself. Because if you can go ask these companies to support you, and they might give you 5-10 grand,
Yeah.
they might give you 100 grand, but like you're gonna go through that money pretty quick.
And it's all kind of been seen. It's all kind of been done. It's like,
hard to be like,
how does that paycheck get better?
I know it's hard to stick out right now.
Yeah.
Just we've seen everything cool, you know. And Red Bull has deep pockets. These guys are the only people like pushing new
Yeah.
projects, you know, like, but they have deep pockets. They can go try these things. Like you can jump your bike over an F1 car, and that's really cool, and it's going to get tons of views. You can go ride a surfboard off of a cliff in Dubai, and like that's really rad.
The base jump from space.
Yeah, exactly. So like
It's crazy.
these are, but like those projects, you know, you have to get now really creative on like what has nobody ever seen that's going to be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just been so many, you know, hundreds of human flight projects that it's hard to stand out right now.
Yeah.
Even for the Red Bull guys, like these guys are good buds, and they basically every year sit down in a room and they come up with a project list of here's things that I've thought would be really cool. They present it to Red Bull, and Red Bull says yes to this, no to that, yes to this.
Yeah.
And those are like, call it 1 or 2 projects a year for each one of those athletes.
Mm-hmm.
And it might work, it might not. And so, and even the Red Bull, like that's, to be a Red Bull athlete, that's already an elite level of professionalism
Yeah.
and everything.
And it's got to be like, when you think about the NFL or the NBA or even being an F1 driver, like
Yeah.
the amount of opportunities inside that are tiny. Like
Totally.
F1's probably a good comparison. It's like there's like
100%.
20 people in the world,
Yeah.
and
Go
you
on
guys
that
had
level.
what, 5 people on your bomb squad? How many? Yeah.
One
So
time.
it's like there's really just a handful of people in the world that are doing these things. So that would be so hard to break into. And I
Yeah.
wonder too, like you probably would just tell these guys, like, find out if you really like it that much, because it's like, go do it a bunch of times, go do it. Like, are you gonna stick with it as a profession? Because I have to imagine eventually it would fade out.
Yeah. What if you're not as good as you hope to be?
Yeah.
It's interesting, like on these forums where like you'll see a new jumper jump on there and be like, hey guys, how do I get sponsored and how do I do this for a living?
Yeah.
And they get torched by everybody else. Like people are like, get a real life.
Yeah.
You know, they're genuinely like, they're newbie dudes asking like, this looks so cool. I've done it a couple times. I really love it. I want to do this for my job. It's a legit question.
Yeah.
Like it's a dream job, but it's such a dream job. Like I'd love to be an F1 racer,
Mm-hmm.
but the reality of me becoming an F1 racer is like, I got to be real with myself. Like, I'm probably not going to be that guy because I didn't start driving go-karts in kindergarten.
Well, that's the thing, is you find out all these guys had their dads racing,
Yeah,
or they were a team leader, and then they had their kids at 3 years old in go-karts. Like nobody
exactly.
does go-karting at that age. So yeah, it's crazy. And that, so I think the comparison of like Bill Gates, these people that are in the right place at the right time, like literally when you started, GoPro, social media, all these things are coming out, you're at the front of it.
It just lined up so perfectly. Yeah, like I said, I'm just eternally grateful for all of these experiences we've had to live. And
Yeah.
I'm a little bit behind. So like some of my buds are my age, have like been building a business their whole life and they're now doing great. And I'm a little envious to be like, oh, I wish I was in that position and had some of these material things. But in hindsight, I feel so further ahead in terms of like life experience.
Totally.
And that's what I'm most grateful for is when we're 100 years old, I think we're all going to be comfortable, but not everybody's going to have a really cool list of things they've done or accomplished in their lives. And I hope that's going to be fulfilling. I imagine it's going to be fulfilling to us.
For sure. And I think those 20 and 30 year decades are like when you do those things. It's when you 20s, you screw around, you figure it out. 30s, you know, you're trying to figure it out a little more.
Yeah.
But I think if anyone has a 20 to 30 year plan, it's like when you're on your deathbed, you're never going to remember the business. You might remember the businesses, but like the success or the things that come with that. It's like the experiences you had, right? And the people 100%. You got to hang out with, the friends you made around the world, the places you got to see, your family still likes you. Like that's
those are actually what's important.
Yeah.
I love these videos on these centurions where people will interview 100-year-old people and ask them those questions. Like what's actually important in life? And it's always the same: relationships, family, experiences.
Yep.
And I love that. That resonates with me. I'm like, that makes sense.
It's so who you are.
Yeah. If you got $10 in the bank or 100 grand or 10 million, like you're on your way out anyways. Like you're fine.
Yeah. And that's why everyone loves you so much, is like, you're the guy that, like, I'll never forget when we were on the wing walking shoot, you're like, I'll fill up the car. Like, don't worry, you guys don't worry about it. Like, you get out and you pump the gas. Like, you're always opening the door. You're like the first one to greet people. Like, you're just like, we were always like, gosh, Marshall's just the nicest person ever. Like, you love people and people love you, and you're always such a light to be around, which is cool. So I'm glad to, be in there with you.
You're the man. Thanks a lot, Tyson.
You're a living legend. And dude, the things like you said those are gonna last forever, and we'll be on our deathbeds being like, you'll be showing them I did that, and I'll be like, I know that guy.
I was here with him. You're right by my side.
A video. So cool, man. Well, thanks for being on our podcast.
Thank you,
and good luck going into the future.
100%. Can't wait to stay in touch. Thanks, buddy. And so they bought us 3 parachutes. There you go. They bought us 3 parachutes. They bought us these wingsuits, and like just said, "Sweet, go travel the world and start doing
Go
rad
do
stuff."
stuff. Just
And
make
that was
content.
that was it. Oh yeah, this is old school stuff. I love it.
Is this how it looks on YouTube? It's just like, oh, cool.
Yeah, this is like one of the very first trips way back when.
Dude, crazy that you had that thought. That, I mean, that's before people were really sponsored. I mean, there were sponsored athletes, but like with a camera.
Yeah, with
For
a
you.
camera specific. Like there was another skydive team called the Red Bull Air Force.
Okay.
We're buds with these guys, and we always thought they were living the dream. Like some of these shots were, that's pretty sick. And this is so long ago.
And did you like jump and watch your footage like, oh, that's not what I expected as far as framing goes? And you had to like learn how, I guess you had the one camera, but like
Tweak it
learning
all.
how to like frame your shots, man.
Yeah.
You guys were ahead of everyone on
All
this.
this was like kind of learn on the fly type of deal.
Yeah.
But we came over from this trip specifically, and it like, we were so stoked. This was the most fun trip. I mean, we were out there with tons of people. Look at those cliffs. You got to jump off every.
Gosh.
Just get all your buds. Everybody goes.
It's amazing, dude.
People are jumping all kinds of silly suits. But we thought we were pretty hot shit. I mean, we had
Believe it.
we had like sponsored wingsuits and
Yeah.
like logoed gear, and we really didn't have a ton of experience. We actually weren't professionals at this time,
Yeah.
and so we're like, we know how to do this stuff. We can like look the part at
Yeah.
least with this branded gear. And then we started jumping so much. We obviously got pretty good at it. But yeah, it's funny. This trip specifically was like
The beginning.
one of my favorites, and like that probably like the beginning trip.
Yeah. So then you gave this footage to them, and you became like a sponsor. You started the GoPro Bomb Squad.
Yeah.